I reserved a $3,900 venue for my son's birthday. When we arrived, the banner read, "Happy 7th, Ava." My sister's kid. Mom shrugged. "We thought you'd understand." My son whispered, "It's okay, maybe next year." I walked out without a word, ended every deposit. By midnight, the entire family group chat exploded. My name is Mark. I'm 34, a single dad, a project manager who tracks tasks in color-coded spreadsheets because otherwise my life unravels. I grew up as the reliable oldest, the driver of carpool lanes, the one who fixes lamps and Wi-Fi in my family. Being reliable often meant I took on more than my share. If you can lift, carry, pay, or plan, you often end up handling a lot. If you need something, you're dramatic. I have a 7-year-old son named Max who thinks dinosaur names are a personality test. He asks servers about their favorite fossils and says please with both hands folded like a tiny diplomat. His mother and I split when he was 3. We figured out the schedule, the bills, the thing where you don't roll your eyes during handoffs. I learned how to braid hair for his girl cousins because apparently being the responsible one means you become the emergency stylist, too. In the constellation of my family, my younger sister, Jenna, is the bright star. She's Instagram gold, soft filters, perfect angles, a child named Ava who always has a bow bigger than her head. My mom calls Jenna my sensitive one, which is code for everyone must bend or she will break. Growing up, Jenna's piano lessons weren't optional, they were tradition. My soccer fees were maybe next month. If Jenna cried, we rallied. If I cried, Mom said, "Don't make this about you." I didn't start out angry. I started out helpful. It's a slippery slope. One day you're lending $200 because a tire blew. Then you're co-signing a phone plan. Then you're booking venues because Mark has a corporate discount and knows the right words. 3 weeks ago, on a breezy Thursday afternoon, I was leaving work when my mom called. "How's my grandson?" she asked before I could say hello. I said Max was good. We were excited for his birthday. She hummed like a song was stuck in her throat. "You know Jenna's been a little overwhelmed. Ava's party fell through at the park. Permit mess. You know how the city is." I waited. "You're so organized," she said. "You always were." That was the compliment before the invoice. I could hear it coming like a train. I changed the subject, told her I'd found a small indoor venue for Max. Sunlight, clean floors, a staff member named Marissa who emailed with smiley faces. It was $3,900 for the room, the bounce house, the pizza, and the safety host. A lot, yes, but I'd been saving since January by packing lunches and skipping takeout. Mom said, "Oh," like the number offended her. Then she said, casually, "Well, we know you'll make the right choice for the family." 2 days later, I got a group text, "Mom, my Aunt Jenna." A flurry of pink hearts and balloon emojis. No words, just a link to a Pinterest board titled, "Ava's Lucky 7. Pastel rainbows. A cake that looked like a cloud. I stared at it. My thumb hovered over the keyboard. I typed, then deleted, then typed again. Finally, I sent, "Looks cute. See you Sunday for Max's party." Jenna replied instantly, "We wouldn't miss it." I believed her. That's the embarrassing part. I believed my family would let my kid have his day. The morning of, I dressed Max in the shirt he picked himself, T-Rex on a skateboard. He spun in the mirror and said, "Do you think the bounce house will be safe for old people?" He met my dad. I laughed, my chest light. I loaded the car with party bags I'd tied with orange string because Max said orange felt fast. We got to the venue early. The manager waved. The music was soft. The lights were warm. I opened the door to the party room, ready to hang the banner I ordered that said, "Max IS 7 in blocky blue letters. But a banner was already up. "Happy 7th, Ava," in rose gold cursive. A table set with pastel plates. A cake topper with a tiny number 7 made of glitter. A woman I didn't know arranging cupcakes glanced at me and said, "Are you the uncle?" Her tone was breezy, like she was commenting on the weather. I felt the ground tilt. Mom came in from the hallway clutching a gift bag. "There you are," she chirped. "We thought you'd understand." "Mom," I said. My mouth went dry. "What is this?" She tilted her head. "We needed the space. You already had it. Family share." Max's hand tightened in mine. "It's okay, Dad," he whispered, too softly. "Maybe next year." He shouldn't have said that. He shouldn't know that sentence at 7. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I looked at the cake, at the pink napkins, at my mom's practiced shrug. Something inside me stopped sitting down and finally stood up. I nodded once. I said, "Okay." And I walked out. I didn't touch a single cupcake. I didn't lift a single banner string. I just left, my son's small sneakers tapping the hallway behind me like a metronome, counting out the beat of an old habit finally ending. You don't cancel a lifetime of behavior in one hallway. You walk backward through it first. When I was 10, Jenna got a new bike, metallic purple with streamers. I got her old one, still sticky with frog stickers that wouldn't peel. It's perfectly good, Mom said. We aren't wasteful. When I was 16, I got a job bagging groceries so I could pay for the school trip to DC. Jenna wanted a Paris trip the same year. We'll find the money, Mom told her. We did. He meant me. Overtime, extra shifts, the same tired feet. I kept telling myself it was fine. I was the older brother. Older meant steadier. Steady meant solvent. At 24, when Jenna's first apartment flooded, I was the one with towels and a shop vac. When Dad needed a new phone, I added him to my plan because your credit score is good. When Mom's car needed repairs, I put it on my card just until the tax refund comes. The tax refund got complicated. I paid it off 2 months later when the interest started chewing. Thank you, Mom would say, hugging me hard. And then she'd turn around and tell Jenna, I told you your brother would handle it. Handle. Like I was a tool. After Max was born, money got real in a new way. Diapers, daycare, dental, everything all at once. The first time I asked my mom to watch him while I worked an extra shift, she said, I would, but Jenna needs me. Ava has dance. I nodded, rearranged, found a neighbor. Your grandmother never had help, Mom added for flavor. I said, thanks anyway, and brought cupcakes to the neighbor as a thank you. That became our rhythm. I'd ask, she'd sigh. I'd solve it myself. She'd remind me I'd never asked. I'd remind myself to stop asking. There were benefits to being the reliable one. People trusted me with codes and calendars. I could call in favors at venues and vendors because I didn't flake. So when Max told me in February he wanted a real party with cousins and a dinosaur cake with blue frosting that stains your tongue, I said, let's do it. I opened the spreadsheet. I penciled numbers. I made a plan. $3,900 for the venue package, $240 for custom cake, $118 for favors, $60 for paper goods that wouldn't dissolve under pizza grease, $45 for extra trash pickup, because I know how my family leaves things. I didn't brag about the venue. I told exactly 4 people. My buddy Nate, because he owns a truck and offered to haul. My ex, because co-parenting means transparency. My mom, because she demanded basic details. And my aunt, because she ghosts RSVPs unless you nudge her twice. I gave my mom the address and the start time because she said, we might be a little late, your father's knee. The week before the party, I went to the venue to drop off the deposit balance and confirm the layout. Marissa, the manager with the smiley faces, walked me through the rooms. Do you want the front room or the back room? She asked. Front, I said. More windows. She penciled it in while I handed over the card. You're going to have the happiest kid, she said. My chest did that buoy thing, the one where you feel the surface is within reach. That same day, Jenna called me while I was microwaving leftover pasta. Hey, she sang. Quick question. What size is the party room? I twirled a fork. Why? I asked. Just curious, she said. I'm comparing spaces for Ava. Our park plan fell apart. I said, I'm sure you'll find something. Jenna sighed into the phone the way she does when she wants the universe to apologize. Everything's booked, she said. Like everything. I should have planned earlier, but you know how life is. I said nothing, and everything hung there. 2 hours later, Mom texted. Families help each other. That's it. No hi. No context. I typed, agreed. She replied with a thumbs up. Then, trust me. Trust me. Here's the part one kept replaying later. I didn't push back. Not then. I put my head down, finished the invoices at work, packed party favors, told Max we were 2 sleeps away. The night before, I set the alarm for 6:30, ironed his shirt, checked the banners, and placed the candles next to the lighter because I know Mom will ask me where things are seconds before we need them. Back to the door under the rose gold banner. Mark, don't be difficult, Mom said, stepping in front of me like a parking cone. Jenna's space fell through. We thought you'd understand. Your party can be in the other room. It's basically the same. She gestured to a smaller room with fewer windows and a carpet that looked tired. Mom, I said, measuring each word. I booked this room. I paid for this room. You get so attached to details, she said, like I was arguing napkin folds. It's just a room. It's Max's party, I said. It's not a room. It's his day. I looked down at my son. He stared at the banner like a sign he was supposed to read for class. It's okay, he whispered again, as if saying it twice would make it true. Jenna breezed in wearing a sweater the color of sea foam. "Oh my gosh, you're here," she said and air-kissed the room. "Isn't it perfect?" She grinned at the banner as if she'd hung the moon. "We did a joint thing," she added. "Win-win." "A joint thing?" I asked. "Who agreed to that?" "Mom said you wouldn't mind," she said, as if Mom said were legal tender. "And Ava cried when the park canceled, so we had to pivot. You know how sensitive she is." There it was. Sensitive. That word had moved more money than any invoice I ever sent. I should have argued. I should have pointed, listed, tallied. But Jenna had already set a stack of pastel plates on the table, and Mom had that fixed smile that says, "If you make a scene, you're the problem." Max was watching me. I saw his face, the edge of embarrassment before it grows teeth. So I took his hand and said, "Buddy, we're going to get some air." We walked out. I could feel Mom stare between my shoulder blades. "Mark," she called, "don't be childish." I didn't answer. Not because I didn't have words, but because I had too many. I needed the kind I could live with. In the lobby, the aquarium bubbled. Max pressed his face to the glass and watched an orange fish do its slow loops. "Is the fish happy?" he asked. "I think so," I said. "It's doing what fish do." He nodded like that was fair. "I don't mind the other room," he said. "We can still play." I crouched to his height. "You shouldn't have to say that," I told him. His eyes were steady. "He's 7, but sometimes he's older than both of us." Marissa, the manager, walked over, concern stitched across her forehead. "Is everything okay?" she asked. I exhaled. "My family switched rooms," I said. Without asking. She winced. "I wondered," she said softly. "Your name was on the front room." "It still is," I said. The sentence surprised me by how it felt in my mouth. Solid, like a clean click. I stood up, called my ex hey, I said when she answered. "Small situation." She listened, quiet. "What do you want to do?" she asked. "Do right by our kid," I said. "And stop teaching him that we fold when someone pushes." "Good," she said. "I'm on my way." I hung up and dialed Mom. She didn't pick up. I tried Jenna. Straight to voicemail. I could see them through the glass doors, bustling, arranging, living inside their assumption. I walked back in, not angry, not loud. "Mom," I said calm. "We're not sharing. Take the decorations down." She blinked. "Excuse me." "You heard me," I said. "Take them down." "Don't threaten me in public," she hissed. Suddenly hushed. "This isn't a threat," I said. "It's a boundary." Jenna laughed in disbelief. "Mark, seriously? It's just a banner. You can put yours under it. Ava won't mind." "I mind," I said. "And more importantly, Max minds even if he's trying not to. We're not doing this lesson. Not again." Jenna folded her arms. "Why do you make everything a moral stand?" "Because you make everything a test of whether I'll give in," I said. "And I'm done failing it." Mom shook her head, wounded. "We thought you'd understand. You've always been the generous one. Don't change now." I nodded once. "You just named the problem," I said. "My help became expected, not requested. And that has to change." Aunt Deb popped her head around the cupcake tower. "Is there an issue?" she asked, already annoyed that there might be. "Yes," I said. "This room is mine. I paid for it. The banner comes down. Or the party ends here and now." Jenna rolled her eyes. "You wouldn't ruin your son's day to prove a point." I looked at Max, standing half behind me, dinosaur shirt brave. "I'm not ruining it," I said. "I'm protecting it." Mom's mouth tightened. "You're overreacting." I turned to Marissa. "Can you please bring me the contract?" I asked. She moved fast and returned with a clipboard. I pointed, calm. "Front room, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., exclusive use." "That's my signature. That's my card." Jenna's smile flickered. "You're embarrassing me," she whispered. "I lived 30 years so you could avoid embarrassment," I said. "You'll survive this minute." Mom tried one more move, the one that works on everyone. "We're family," she said. "We help each other." "We do," I said. "And help doesn't mean taking." She stared at me like she didn't recognize my face. "Since when did you get so cold?" "I'm not cold," I said. "I'm clear." She opened her mouth to talk, to twist, to tell me I was throwing away decades. I lifted a hand just slightly, and she stopped, stunned. I wasn't begging. I wasn't bargaining. I had nothing left to trade. I took Max's hand. "Come on, buddy," I said. "We're going to the park down the street. The one with the big slide." Jenna sputtered. "Are you kidding me? After all this work?" "You can keep your party," I said, gesturing to the pink perfection that had colonized my son's day. "You already planned it." I turned to Marissa. "Please cancel the package and every future booking under my name. Food, extras, everything. Full stop." My tone wasn't angry. It was administrative. The part of me that manages budgets stepped forward and took the wheel. Marissa nodded, eyes wide. Understood, she said. I'll document that you canceled before service. Mom made a sound like a laugh with no humor in it. You wouldn't dare, she said. I hit call on my credit card, walked a few steps into the hall, and asked for disputes. I felt weirdly calm reading the line items like I wasn't even mad, like I was changing a tire. I asked for the non-refundable deposit to be reviewed due to unauthorized use. The rep asked a few questions. I answered. I knew the answers. I'd organized them neatly. When I came back, Mom was staring at me like I'd set the building on fire. You took the celebration in a different direction than we expected, she said. No, I said. I canceled the booking and chose not to proceed with the charges. I knelt to Max, want to race to the car. I asked. He smiled, small but real. Can we get blue tongue cake later? He asked. 2 slices, I said. We left through the side door. Behind us, I heard Jenna say, small and stunned. What are we supposed to do now? Mom's voice, brittle. We'll figure it out. We always do. She meant, Mark will. She was wrong. We were halfway to the park when my phone started vibrating like it had caught fire. First, 1 call from Mom. Then 3. Then 8. I put the phone in the cup holder and let it howl. Max rolled down his window 2 inches and said, It smells like rain. The sky was that summer gray that breaks and brightens within the hour. At the park, the big slide was dry enough. We climbed, we whooshed. I told Max I'd time him, and he demanded a countdown every time. 3, 2, 1, TREX. On the 5th slide, my ex pulled into the lot with juice boxes like a cavalry of one. She walked up with a look that said, I know your mother. You okay? She asked. I'm better than I thought I'd be, I said. She ruffled Max's hair. Happy birthday, wild thing. We did a party of 3. We sang off-key. We ate cupcakes from the grocery store bakery because they had blue frosting that threatened to stain our lungs. He got a small Lego set right there on the bench and built a dinosaur with backward legs that looked perfect to me. The wind lifted. The leaves did that shiver thing. A toddler somewhere squealed. It wasn't the party I planned, but it was a celebration, not a performance. My chest felt less like a fist and more like a hand opening. At 2:14 p.m., my phone had 43 missed calls and 27 texts. By 3:02, it was 74 missed calls. I finally opened the family group chat. It was a monsoon. Mom, unbelievable. You upset your sister. Jenna, Ava was really upset when the plans changed. Aunt Deb, I told you he gets like this when he's stressed. My dad, you need to apologize and fix the bill. Cousin Ginny, who never speaks until there's blood, children first, Mark. You made Max's day about you. I typed. Max is with me. He's happy. He had cake. Dad, not the point. Mom, you ruined the decorations. They can't be used again. Me, they can be used today. That's what they were for. Mom, you wasted $3,900. Me, correction, I saved $3,900 from being used against me. Jenna, you're being unfair. I put the phone down. I didn't want to argue in a room that fit in my palm. I wanted to be outside with the kid who was licking blue frosting off his finger like it was a science experiment. At 5:20, I got a text from Marissa. Hi Mark, per your request, we canceled remaining services. FYI, another party canceled last minute, so your room was reassigned after you left. No charges today. Happy birthday to your kid. I exhaled in gratitude at a random kindness. At 6:08, a photo arrived in the chat. Ava smiling under the rose gold banner, frosting on her face. My mom captioned it. See? It all worked out. I didn't reply. That wasn't for me. It was for the choir, the chorus of people who think outcomes erase methods. They were already writing the story. Jenna the victim, me the iceberg. They left out Max's whisper. They left out the way my mother said. We thought you'd understand, like a magic spell. At 8:11, my doorbell rang. I looked through the peephole, Mom. I opened the door, but left the chain on. Mark, she said, eyes flashing relief, anger, pity, everything. Can we talk? You can say what you need to from there, I said. She sighed. I don't know who you've become, she said. You used to be so generous. I'm still generous, I said. I'm just done funding other people's entitlement. That's not fair, she said, hand flying to her chest. We're a family. We share. We share, I repeated. Yes, we share expenses, not ownership. We share time, not someone's child's birthday. She shifted gears. Jenna is under so much pressure, she said. Ava is sensitive. Stop calling it sensitivity when it's really about choices, I said. Ava is just a kid. She'll take after the example adults set. Mom's eyes filled fast. You think I'm a bad grandmother? I think you're very good at deciding who deserves what, I said. And it's never me. Today it was my son. That line is where I stop. She softened her voice. Sweetheart, you know I love Max. I don't doubt you love him, I said. I doubt you respect him. And me. She adjusted her purse like a shield. Fine, she said. What do you want then? A public apology? A refund? The word refund came out like poison. No, I said. I want you to understand that the free ride is over. The free ride? She repeated, scandalized. Yes, I said. I can't keep giving my money, time, and silence without agreement. She stared at me for a long second. You're choosing a child's party over your family, she said. I'm choosing my child over your habits, I said. People will talk, she warned. They always do, I said, and closed the door gently. By midnight, the group chat had a meltdown you could hear from space. Messages stacked like bricks, accusations, revisions, history rewrites. Aunt Deb, I'm honestly in shock. We raised you better. Me. You didn't raise me. I raised myself whenever it cost money. Jenna, you made things uncomfortable in front of my friends. Do you know how hard today was? Me. No harder than every year I've played cleanup. Mom, enough. This ends now. Family meeting tomorrow 4 p.m. My house. I wrote. I won't be there. Mom, we're done asking. Me. Good. Stop asking. Start respecting. Dad, you always were dramatic. Me. Today I was precise. I turned the phone over, screen down. I made tea. I loaded the dishwasher. I put Max's frosting blue shirt in the wash and watched the water go cloudy and then clear. I felt a tired I'd been avoiding for years, the kind that isn't about sleep, it's about relief. I looked at my calendar and cleared next Saturday. No obligations, just pancakes. I deleted 3 recurring reminders labeled Mom. Check in that I'd set more out of duty than desire. I unsubscribed from a store that sells giant bows. It felt symbolic. The next morning, Max woke up and asked, do I still get to be 7? Yes, I said. Every day this year. He grinned, gap-toothed, and said, can 7-year-olds eat pancakes for dinner? They can in this house, I said. He nodded solemnly. I like this house, he said. Me too. I didn't go to the family meeting. My mom sent a picture of the living room. Chairs arranged like an intervention. The caption, your choice. I left it on read. At 4:22 p.m., my phone buzzed with a last Hail Mary. If you don't come, don't expect us at holidays. I stared at it and felt nothing sharp, only a soft settling. Holidays are for people who don't ask you to mortgage your spine. In the quiet of not performing, I started building a small, stubborn routine. I set up automatic transfers to Max's college fund. I made a list on the fridge titled, Things We Can Afford Because We Don't Pay Other People's Bills, and Max added extra sprinkles and shaky letters. I scheduled a picnic with Nate and his kids for next weekend and a barbershop appointment so Max could ask about fossils again. I blocked my mom on Venmo, so requests wouldn't arrive disguised as notifications. I unfollowed Jenna's eternal soft-focus life. A week later, a card arrived in the mail. No return address, my name in my mom's neat handwriting. Inside, 2 sentences. Family share. Don't be a stranger. I put the card in a drawer next to spare batteries and the tape measure. Useful things. Then I called my bank and removed my parents' phone plan from my account. I emailed my dad a PDF with the exact date the transfer would end and a link with instructions on how to open an account in his own name. I wrote, calm and ordinary. This is a courtesy notice. My therapist, I finally booked one, asked, what are you most afraid will happen if you stick to this? That they'll stop loving me, I said. She looked at me a long moment. Have they loved you? She asked. Or have they loved your usefulness? That landed somewhere deep and quiet.
Asterisk after listening to today's story, perhaps it has raised some new questions in your mind, or maybe it has brought back some old memories. Every day on Reddit, new experiences and moments create fresh stories, and they connect all of us. Everyone has their own unique journey in life, and we all try to understand the world in our own way. These kinds of moments remind us that we are all human, sometimes happy, sometimes sad, and always learning something new. If you enjoyed this story, feel free to share it with your friends. Your thoughts and feedback are always valuable to us, as they motivate us to create even better content. Every story has its own unique angle, and our goal is to understand everyone's perspective and make our content diverse and relatable. Stories like these help us realize that life's journey is different for everyone, and by hearing other stories, we learn something new. You can also share your own stories with us. Your experiences are valuable to us as well, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave your feedback. We aim to create content that brightens your mind and gives you new ideas every time. If you've already seen this video before, your feedback is still important. With every piece of feedback, we can improve our content and bring a new perspective to our viewers. Today, what we saw was just a small part of the many stories shared on Reddit and across the world. It's a reminder of how we all try to understand life by sharing our experiences with each other. This video was only an example of how we try to connect with others through storytelling, learning about different sides of life. We hope to continue sharing such stories that help us all learn and grow together. Thank you for your time, and don't forget to keep an eye out for more stories coming soon. If you haven't already, please like and follow for more amazing content. Your support keeps us going, and we will strive to bring you more thought-provoking and heartwarming stories. Until next time, take care and stay curious. **.